Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Fun Friday. Well, if you did the last session with me, you built a capacitor or a Leyden jar, and you built an electrophorus like this, which is basically a high tin metal with a cup that insulates. You should have received one of these in your envelope if you did this, and a plastic sheet, acrylic sheet, and a wire. Hey, before we go any further, I'm just going to talk about safety a minute. Number one, I'd like you just to be wearing rubber-soled shoes, like tennis shoes or something, so we can control where electricity goes. Because basically you're a big bag of water, salt water, and electricity. You're a good conductor of electricity. We want to make sure where it goes. The other thing I would tell you is never shock anybody around the head or face. If you have a little brother, sister, cat, don't do that. That's not nice. Unless they want to be. Yeah, then that's a different story. So that's it on safety, okay? What else? History. Oh, let's talk about history. That's kind of fun with this. So here's what happened. In the 18th century, which are the 1700s, right? What happened was people are starting to experiment with electricity. They didn't quite understand it yet, but they were starting to play around a little bit. Well, there's this one scientist in Holland, and he, a doctor, and he had his assistant, and like most good doctors, you have the assistant do all the stuff that's dangerous, which is what happened. Anyway, they used to have these huge Leyden jars, I mean like this, huge glass Leyden jars that were coated inside and out, and which is what this kind of is representing on a much smaller scale. Anyway, his assistant one time, they didn't really know what they were doing. They were trying to collect electricity. Thought it was like a fluid, right? So picture this. He's got the liquid. Anyway, he's touching both the metal on the outside of this chain, and he's got a wet hand, and he's touching the outside of this glass thing. Well, of course, he gets a violent shock and almost gets killed. So the first thing they do is they write up in their journals, "Hey, don't do this. It's really dangerous." Okay, I don't know about you. If someone tells me it's dangerous, what do you want to do? Hey, that sounds like fun. I'll do it too. So that's what they did, and pretty soon everybody was doing this. Benjamin Franklin is, which is what we're going to be talking a lot about today. Was one of my favorite patriots. Besides the fact he's absolutely brilliant, he had the best sense of humor. He was a scientist too. You know, he's invented bifocals. You always hear that story about. Oh, in fact, he invented the first electric motor too. Of course, you always hear these stories about the stupid guy with the kite out there and the lightning, and how, he didn't really know. He knew exactly what he was doing. I read his autobiography. And what he was trying to do is, as you're going to see, it takes a lot of work to fill up a Leyden jar. A Leyden jar is kind of like a piggy bank. You're like loading it up with stuff, right? And so he thought it was kind of cruel to kill turkeys by chopping their head off, because that's what they knew nowadays. They put a machine, chop their head off, and they don't die right away. He thought that was kind of gruesome. So he thought it'd be more humane to electroshock his turkey, and that's what he did. That's what he did for Thanksgiving, shocked his turkey. So that's what we're going to reenact today, right? So what you're going to need to do is I'll show you the quick hookup. What I'm going to do is put an alligator clip on something metal. You need like a chair or something. And then it goes to the bottom like this. Set it down. Now I want you to know that as long as you're not touching metal at any time, you can't get shocked. Metal is highly conductive, just like your body. Salt water is highly conductive for electricity. So what you're going to do is you're just going to rub this plastic sheet really hard, like you're trying to scrub the bottom of a sheet where, something got stuck to the bottom of the pan. Yeah, kind of like that. You're going to take this electrophorus, which is just a charge carrier. It's actually pulling electricity from your bodies right now. That's what it's doing. I'm going to lift my hands straight up. Don't touch the metal, because it'll go back in you, and you'll feel a little snap when you get shocked. Then you take it like this. You're going to come over here to your Leyden jar, to the top one, and you'll see it move. Don't let it touch. That's electricity jumping into the Leyden jar. Isn't that cool? And you're going to do this over and over. Sometimes you don't have to rub it every time. You'll do this over and over until you get about 25 times. And again, if it's not working well, change the clothes you're wearing. Sometimes what you wear, that makes a difference. Once you've got 25, you're going to take this over here like this, and you'll see a little snap. Okay? I can't pick it up very well here. You'll see a little blue. It almost looks like a little blue flame. If you want, you're really brave, you want to see what it's like, you can stick your hand in this and then touch it with your finger like that. Hey, I tried all these things out first, so you're not going to get hurt. Your hand might be numb for a day or two. Hey, what the heck? Feeling comes back, right? Anyway, do that, and then you can try 50. I've designed these in such a way that you can only put so much electricity in, so you can't hurt yourself. And it's really fun in class. What we normally do, I got a bunch of students, because remember reenacting the turkey, one of the kids has to be the turkey, and then we'll let them do it, and then we let them shock. We like attach it to them, and then they touch us, and ah! Okay, got it? So that's it. Have fun with that, and yeah. So just one more time for safety, remember, I don't want anybody getting touched. If you have another family member who works with you, I don't want any touching around the face. That's really harmful. Make sure you have rubber shoes. Only have one finger at a time, so we're controlling where electricity goes, okay? And never, ever shock anybody without their permission. Yep, Dad, I want to share something with you. No, that won't go over well if you get shocked and you haven't told them what's going on. Well, I hope you enjoy that, and thanks again for participating. Thanks again. Bye-bye.